How to save money when everything feels expensive. 2026. A lot of people in the US right now feel the same thing. You go to the grocery store. The total surprises you. You open a streaming app, another subscription price went up. Rent renewals come in higher. Insurance costs more. Eating out costs more. Even simple things feel expensive. And the frustrating part is this: you're not necessarily spending more than before, but your money doesn't stretch the way it used to. So the question many people ask in 2026 is simple: how do you save money when everything feels expensive? Because traditional advice doesn't always feel realistic anymore. Just stop buying coffee, cancel Netflix, cook every meal at home. Those tips aren't completely wrong, but they also don't address the real pressure people are feeling. So let's talk about a more realistic approach. Not extreme, not guilt-based, just practical strategies that actually work in a high-cost environment. Part 1. The psychological trap of expensive times. When everything feels expensive, people tend to react in one of two ways. The first reaction is panic cutting. You try to eliminate everything. No eating out, no small purchases, no fun spending. For a few weeks, it works, but eventually it becomes exhausting. And when something is exhausting, people stop doing it. The second reaction is the opposite. You give up trying to save. You think everything is expensive anyway, so saving feels pointless and spending becomes emotional relief. Both reactions are understandable, but neither one creates stability. The real solution is somewhere in between. You don't need extreme restriction. You need smarter structure. Part 2. Why saving feels harder in 2026. To understand how to save, we first need to understand the pressure. Many Americans today are dealing with three overlapping forces. First, inflation fatigue. Prices rose quickly over the last few years. Even when inflation slows, prices rarely go back down. So your brain remembers what things used to cost, and every purchase feels slightly unfair. Second, subscription creep. A decade ago, most people had one or two subscriptions. Today, many households have streaming services, cloud storage, delivery memberships, apps, software tools, music platforms. Individually, they seem small, but together, they quietly grow into a serious monthly expense. Third, lifestyle drift. As income increases slowly, lifestyle increases quietly. A slightly nicer apartment, more convenient services, better devices, more delivery. None of these choices feel irresponsible, but together, they raise your financial baseline. And when your baseline rises, saving becomes harder. Part 3. Focus on fixed costs. First, one of the biggest mistakes people make is focusing only on small expenses. They try to save money by cutting tiny purchases. But the biggest financial pressure usually comes from fixed costs. Things like housing, car payments, insurance, debt payments, phone plan subscriptions. These costs repeat every month, which means small improvements here create permanent savings. For example, reducing a phone plan by $30 per month equals $360 per year. Lowering insurance by $80 per month equals nearly $1,000 per year. Canceling 3 unused subscriptions might free up $40, $60 every month. The key idea is simple. Small recurring changes beat the occasional sacrifice. Part 4. The pressure test. When money feels tight, it helps to run what I call a pressure test. Ask yourself, if my income dropped by 20% tomorrow, which expenses would feel impossible to keep? Those are the costs creating pressure. For many people, the biggest pressure points are high car payments, overpriced apartments, too many subscriptions, unnecessary convenience spending. You don't need to change everything. Even adjusting one major expense can create breathing room. And breathing room is the beginning of financial stability. Part 5. Reduce invisible spending. Another hidden problem in modern finances is invisible spending. These are purchases you barely notice. auto-renew subscriptions, app purchases, delivery fees, convenience upgrades. Individually, they feel harmless, but invisibility is powerful because you never consciously decide to spend the money. A useful strategy is a monthly visibility check. Once a month, open your bank statement. Look for anything recurring. Ask one question: would I sign up for this again today? If the answer is no, cancel it. This simple habit alone often saves hundreds of dollars per year. Part 6. Protect small joys. Saving money doesn't mean eliminating everything enjoyable. In fact, removing all enjoyment usually backfires. The brain needs small rewards. Instead of removing joy completely, choose intentional enjoyment. Pick one or two things you genuinely love. Maybe that's a weekly coffee shop visit, a streaming service you actually use, occasional dinners out with friends. Keep those. But remove the spending that doesn't actually improve your life. This approach keeps your budget sustainable. Part 7. The margin rule. Financial stability comes from something simple. Margin. Margin means money left over. If every dollar is already committed before the month begins, your system has no flexibility. Even small margin changes everything. An extra $100 per month can mean less stress, faster emergency savings, more breathing room. Margin doesn't need to start big. It just needs to exist. Part 8. Automate savings early. One of the easiest ways to save money is automation. When savings depends on discipline alone, it often fails. But when it's automatic, it happens quietly. For example, set an automatic transfer for $25 or $50 per week. That's $100, $200 per month. Over a year, that becomes $1,200 to $2,400 in savings. Not dramatic, but powerful. Automation removes the emotional debate. Part 9. Delay lifestyle inflation. Another critical habit during expensive times is delaying upgrades. When income increases, the natural impulse is improvement. Better apartment, new car, more services. But if you delay lifestyle upgrades, you create a powerful window. During that window, your income increases while your expenses stay the same. That difference becomes savings. Even delaying upgrades for 1 year can dramatically improve financial stability. Part 10. Income still matters, but calmly sitting money is easier when income grows. But chasing every side hustle can create burnout. Instead of constant hustle, focus on skill leverage. Ask yourself, what skill could increase my income by $3, $5 per hour? Maybe it's learning a new software tool, negotiating a raise, improving professional certifications. Slow, steady income growth is far more sustainable than chaotic side hustles. Part 11. The 90-day reset. If your finances feel messy right now, try a 90-day reset. Month 1. Audit fixed costs and subscriptions. Month 2. Automate savings and reduce one major expense. Month 3. Increase income slightly or remove another recurring cost. This isn't extreme budgeting, it's structural improvement. And structural improvements compound over time. Part 12. The emotional side of money. Money stress is rarely just about numbers. It's about uncertainty. Feeling behind, feeling fragile. Feeling like one emergency could disrupt everything. Saving money isn't only about wealth. It's about reducing anxiety. When you build even a small buffer, your brain relaxes. And when your brain relaxes, better decisions follow. Final thought: saving money when everything feels expensive is not easy. But it's also not impossible. You don't need extreme frugality. You don't need to eliminate every pleasure. You need structure. Focus on lowering fixed costs, reducing invisible spending, creating small margin, automating savings, delaying lifestyle upgrades. These habits don't produce overnight wealth, but they build something more important: financial stability. And stability changes how you live. You worry less. You plan better. You make decisions with confidence. If you want more practical strategies for building stability step by step, subscribe to the channel. Because in expensive times, calm systems beat chaotic effort. Save intentionally. Build stability. Repeat consistently.